Hello, my name's Ethan, and today we're going to go over the EX2019 MOS Excel exercise. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, first things you're going to do is like every other exercise we've been doing is open up the file. If it's in protected view, make sure you press the enabled button in that yellow bar. I've already done it, so your Excel should look like something like this. You want to make sure that the file is renamed with your name. It should automatically, but if it's not, uh, you should do that manually. Next thing we want to do is let's actually start getting into the uh, editing the Excel file here. So step 3 is we're going to create the customer list table. So what we're going to do is on the customer list tab here, we are going to select all the data. So hold Control and Shift. This is the fancy way of doing it. Press the down arrow and the left arrow and all, or the right down and the right arrow, excuse me, and all the data in the file should be selected. Now what we want to do is we want to click on Insert, click on Table. It's going to ask, is this the data you want turned into a table? We say yes. We want to also say yes, my table has headers, as it does in the bold right there. And we're going to click OK. Last thing we want to do is we want to make sure that it is in this style here, green. Oh, it's going to be in green table style light 14. So it's going to be up here in the light. If I looks like it's going to be this one. So in the light, it's the third from the first row. So now that you've got your table looking like this, nice and green, we want to remove any of the duplicate names and street addresses in the title to clean up the data. So what we're going to do is we're going to select A1, and then in the table design tab, we're going to click remove duplicates. Now this pop-up this dialog should pop up, and what we want to do is we want to click on unselect all, and we want to check for duplicates in the first name, last name, and street columns. So make sure only these three are selected and the rest are unselected. And what we want to do is we want to click OK. Excel will say, okay, we found 8 duplicate names and the 56 unique names remain. Make sure that you have this 8 and 56 because then you know you're doing it right. So now that your data has been cleaned from any duplicate values, what we want to do is we want to alphabetically order the first and last names, but we want to do it in a specific order. So what we're going to do is same trick I showed you before. Hold Control, hold Shift, press down and right to select every single cell in the table. And then we're going to go up to Data, and we're going to click on Sort. And this pop-up is going to show up. And what we want to do is we want to click Add a Level. So now what we're telling Excel to do is first thing I want you to do is look at last name and sort the cell values depending on their value from A to Z. So sort them in alphabetical order. Then I want you to look at the first names. And in each of those first names, sort those from A to Z. So we're going to click OK. And now you can see that Excel will list all the last names in alphabetical order. And where two people share the same last name, their first names will be put in alphabetical order. So Bobby before Claire. Last thing we want to do is convert this table to a normal range. So again, Control Shift at the very top cell, select every single part of this table. We're going to go to Table Design, and we're going to click Convert to Range. It's going to ask if we want to. We're going to click Yes, and the filters at the top of the table have disappeared, and now this has just become normal text numbers, text values. Step 4 is we're going to move over to the sales analysis worksheet, and we are going to create a sales analysis table. So what we're going to do is, well, I should specify that in this worksheet, the table is already made for us, but we're going to analyze this data. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the purchase date column here, and we are going to sort this so that the oldest dates show up first. So oldest to newest. So now everything's sorted in chronological order. Then what we want to do is we want to change the style of this table. So we're going to go to Table Design. We're going to click the the quick styles arrow down there, and we're going to change it to brown table style dark 3. So down here, it's going to be this one right here, the third one into dark table styles. So we're going to click this, and that reformats how our table looks. Step 4D is we're going to put in a total row for this table. So what we want to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom of the table, right click on any cell in the table. We're going to go to table on that right click menu and click totals row. So now what Excel will do is they will add up the total purchase transactions in the column. We also want to include the total number of items purchased as well. So if it doesn't show up automatically, what you want to do is you want to click the down arrow, go all the way down to sum, and now Excel will automatically put that sum formula into the totals row. So we should have one total for the items purchased and one total for the purchase total. So the actual money spent on the item. Now what we want to do is click on Control Home, go to the very top, and we want to filter the table to show only sales from the city Rockland with the zip 95663. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to city, we're going to click the down arrow, click select all, and we're going to specifically click Rockland. Click OK. This is great, but now we want the zip 95663. So we're going to go to zip. While this has already been filtered, click on zip, click off select all, so we deselect everything, and we're only going to click 95666, or sorry, 95663. That's a zip code, and click OK. And if you did this right, there should be 9 rows of purchases that are from the city Rockland with the zip code 95663. Last thing we want to do for step 4 is we want to get rid of these alternating orange and brown lines. So we're going to, on the table design tab, we're going to uncheck the banded rows. And as you can see, now it's just one solid orange background. Perfect. Let's move on to step 5 here, which requires us to go to the February sales table. And what we're going to do is first is we're going to sort the table by zip and then by city. So we're going to we are going to select everything in this worksheet. You can also use Alt Control A when if you click on one data. If you click on one entry in this table and click on Control A, type Control A, the Excel will select everything in this table. Or you could manually select everything. That works as well. Let's just do everything just for clarity's sake. So I manually selected everything, and we're going to sort this. So going to Data, click on Sort, and we are going to first, we're going to have 3 layers. So click on Add Level twice. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to sort the table by zip, and we're going to sort, then we're going to sort everything by city, and then we're going to sort everything by purchase total, the very last one here, and we want to show the largest first. So we're going to change this to largest to smallest. We're going to click OK. And now Excel has automatically formatted the charts that shows it alphabetically or numerically shows in ascending order. It shows the zip codes, then it will sort them by the city, and then it will sort it by the purchase total, starting from the largest going down to the smallest. So now that we've organized the data and sorted the data by zip code, then city, then purchase total, what we want to do is we want to filter this chart so that it only shows sales transactions that occurred in February. So the easiest way to do this would be click on the down arrow here, click on deselect all, and we're going to click on February. Perfect. Now that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is we're going to clear this filter just so that we back to our original data. Another way of doing it would be clicking the down arrow, clicking date filters, and then clicking between. So now what we're going to do is we're going to type in a date. So 2020, 02 for February, and then 01 for the first day of February. Between, or two, 2020, oh, 02, 28. So we're telling Excel keep dates if they are after to or equal to the 1st of February or before and equal to the 28th of February. So somewhere in between that range, we click OK, and we get the same exact answer. Next, what we're going to do is we want to change this table style again. So we're going to go to table design and we're going to change it. Click on the down arrow here and we're going to change it to blue table style medium 2. So it should be this one right here. So click on this and your table should look this nice light blue. Next, we're going to create the custom filter table. So this is, we're done with this one. We're going to move on to custom filter down here. What we're going to do is we're going to clear the existing filter from the city worksheet. So you can see there's this filter on the city worksheet. We're going to click on this, click clear filter. It's gone. Okay, next what we want to do is step 6C, where we want to create a criteria range so that we can filter the criteria in this chart with more advanced filters. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the first 4 rows here, and we're going to right click and click insert. So now Excel has created 4 rows above this table. And what we want to do is we're going to copy this first row here and we're going to paste it. We're going to copy row 5 of our original table header and we're going to paste it in row 1. So it should look something like this. We have the same thing printed twice. Now what we're going to do is we want to specify our criteria. So on the first line here, we want the city to be Rockland. All right, so the first option is the city is Rockland. The number of items purchased is less than 5. So we're going to use the less than symbol, then 5. And the purchase total is greater than 100. All right, now that's one option. Another option could be that it's Rockland and the purchase total is, or the number of items purchased is greater than 5, but less than 100. So now what we're going to do is we're going to select this table here with any method of your choice. And we're going to go to formulas. We're going to go to data. And then we're going to click on advanced right here, insert and filter. So now this advanced filter button is going to come up and it's going to ask for a criteria range. Well, we've made a criteria range right up here. So we're going to select cells A through I1. We're going to go back to the sheet here and we're going to click OK. So now what Excel has done is that it has looked through all the options and found the ones where the city is Rockland and either the number of items purchased is greater than 5 and the purchase total is less than 100, or the number of items purchased is less than 5 and the purchase title is more than 100. So you should have 9 items here total if you did this right. Last thing we want to do is we want to add a total row to the table to show the number of records in the city column. So what we want to do, well, we want to add a total row. So we're going to click anywhere on this table, right click, go down to table, totals row, and it's added a purchase total here, but we also want the account of the number of cities. So we're going to click on the total row box according to that's related to city. Click on the arrow here, click on count. So there are 9 cities in this table. We also want the average in the number of items purchased. So go over to number of items purchased table or total. Click the down arrow, click average. We get 12.6 repeating. And then instead of the sum in the purchase total, we want the average of the purchase total. So you should get 12.6 repeating for items purchased, and $62.22 for the average of the purchase totals. And with that, you are done. So make sure you save this file and upload it and submit for grading. Well done.